So now that we have the proportion set up, all we would have to do is cross multiply. So again, using your calculator, you're going to input tan 38 times 17, and you'll get that x is equal to 13.28 dot dot dot, rounded to the nearest tenth, should give us 13.3. So now again, you're going to mark the angle that you're given. The opposite is x, adjacent is 12. We don't know the hypotenuse, so since I have the opposite and adjacent, again, I'm going to use tangent of 37 degrees is equal to our opposite over our adjacent. Cross multiply. You do x is equal to, again, tangent of 37. Make sure you close the parentheses and then times it by 12. 9.0426 dot dot dot, rounded to the nearest tenth. X is equal to 9.0. Now again, mark the angle. The opposite is x. Adjacent we are not given, and hypotenuse is 32. So I have a opposite and hypotenuse. So that is sine of 40 is equal to x over 32. Again, cross multiply. Sine 40, close parentheses, times 32. X is equal to 20.569 dot dot dot. Rounded to the nearest tenth, x is equal to 20.6. So now again, here are some example Regents questions. So if we're solving for x is the hypotenuse, and we're given the adjacent. So we're going to be dealing with cosine of 40 degrees, which is equal to the adjacent 14 over our hypotenuse. So we would cross multiply. Here I see that I have, when I cross multiply, 14 equals x times cosine of 40. Now cosine of 40 is just a number, so I'm going to divide both sides by it in order to get my x value. So we do 14 divided by cosine of 40. We get 18.2757 dot dot dot, and it's asking for the nearest foot. So in this case, we're going to round it to 18 feet. For the next one, we see an example where it's like a real life problem. So we have a springboard that is being made, 8-inch tall springs, which is labeled here, wants to form a 16.5 degree angle, and we're looking for the length of the actual springboard. So here, this is the opposite and hypotenuse of the angle that is marked. So opposite and hypotenuse, so that is so this is sine of 16.5 is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse. When you cross multiply, again, we're going to get that 8 is equal to sine 16.5 times x. Now again, sine of 16.5 is just a number, so I'm going to divide both sides. So I'm going to do 8 divided by sine of 16.5. I get that x is equal to 28.167 dot dot dot. Here we're rounding to the nearest tenth, so we'll get 28.2 inches. As shown in the diagram below, the angle of elevation from a point on the ground to the top of a tree is 34 degrees, so the amount that you'd have to look up from the ground, if the point is 20 feet from the base of the tree. So the distance here is 20. We want to know the height of the tree. So the tree height is here. So in terms of our angle 34, we're marking up the opposite and the adjacent, which is tan. So tangent of 34 is equal to x over 20. And now again, you'll cross multiply. In this case, all you're going to have to do is multiply 20 times tan of 34. And you'll get that x is equal to 13.4901. If we round it to the nearest tenth of a foot, we get 13.5 feet. And now finally, they don't give you a picture here, so it's important to draw a picture. They give us that A is 90 degrees, so that is our right angle. B is 18. And then AC is 8. We want to find the length of BC. So this is the angle we're looking at. Angle B is opposite to 8, and the hypotenuse is x. So we say, since we're doing opposite, so that sine of 18 is equal to 8 over x. Now again, I want x by itself, so I'm getting rid of sine of 18. So 8 divided by sine of 18, which gives us 25.888 . So it's in the nearest tenth will be 25.9.